We represent three kinds of actors that are very much linked to the local level. We represent local authorities, but also service providers, transport, water, and all kinds of utilities, but also social services, healthcare, etc. And social partners. So many of our members are also are employers with the capacity to negotiate. From all these standpoints, we don't only have local membership, but is a great share of our membership. From all these standpoints, I would say that our members feel more the need to have a clear and effective involvement of the local level in reaching the 2020 goals, even though I think we have to really subscribe what Philip said about the fact that you cannot have only 100% top-down and 100% bottom-up. The two alone cannot work. So how can, and we have to see more this involvement of the local level in the various things and in the achievement of the 2020 goals. The example of Malcolm and the public procurement legislation that has been now approved and is going to be implemented at the various member states, I think is a great example on how we achieve the involvement of the local and regional level, because especially in the public procurement directives, there is now an article that we had to fight to have, Article 1, which is the repetition, is a copy and paste of Article 14 of the Treaty of Lisbon, recognizing the total freedom of the local authority to organize service of general interest as best they think. Many, even in the EP, thought this was a theoretical exercise. It's not, because it's going to be the guarantee for our members to be able to shape public procurement as best they think, compared to the very specific needs of their local and regional specificities. The same goes for service providers. They also need this flexibility in implementing internal market principle and therefore making a success out of the Europe 2020 goals. And then there is the social partners aspect, the other big share of our membership. Also there, a greater involvement of social partners at the local level can only be beneficial. For instance, I mean, this discussion could also be very theoretical, because I never attended a meeting where there was not a theoretical and very politically affirmed recognition about the importance of including the local level. But then when you go and see how the national reform programs, for instance, are drafted, it's very rare that local social partners are involved in the drafting of this national reform program, which are the key then to driving the economy and growth of a country forwards. We have a great tool at the moment, the European semester. Social partners have the possibility to be theoretically involved in the European semester, but then when we see how our own members at the national level can be put into this mechanism, the reality is that the link is missing. There is not a clear possibility. And on the other way around also is for the social partners at the local level to be able to use the full potential of social dialogue. Many of our members, I would say, are proactive before solutions come. They don't wait Europe to find solution for them, they do it. Many of our members, for instance, are driving growth in employment for young people at the very local level. We have a lot of them who are setting up programs together with the local authorities in order to facilitate the entering of young people, even with disabilities, into the labor market. So the picture is not very rosy, but there is room for improvement. How can we improve it? I think a key point is really that local actors need to be involved in the creating process of legislation, and so in the delivery, but even more in the elaboration of the strategies. We have many means to be heard. For instance, we have recently answered to the consultation on the draft evaluation guidelines. It's all part of the big better regulation policy of the European Commission. What is going to be the end result, I don't know. On 5th of March, the European Commission published a communication about stock taking, the midterm result of the Europe 2020 strategy. They are going to very soon launch a public consultation about what do we think about this stock-taking exercise, but public consultation is very wide. I mean, is it going to be having an effect? There again, I don't know. And I realize while speaking that I'm targeting mainly the European Commission. Is not to please you, but indeed with the European Parliament we had a different possibility of approaching the decision makers and have a dialogue in order to shape and guide the path. But it was a bit too late because the proposal was already on the table. My point is that we should be able to influence things even before they are put on the table, so in the shaping phase. Yeah. And then I would like to conclude with our own responsibility, because I don't like when there is also a tendency, is a bit populistic to say, yeah, but we have to do it because Europe wants it, but Europe is us. So is also the responsibility of our members acting at the local level to be more proactive. And there are many ways they can do in order to, for instance, using in a smarter way the mean they have. Innovation and partnership with Innovation Institute, university could be an example, but also very concretely, a better use of funds from the European level. I mean, it's striking to see that only 55% of the 2013 period of the ERDF has been used, 60% of the ESF funds. So there is still a huge potential that our own members can use, and of course we are there to help them to use it at best.